Welcome back to the Malaysian Money Matters Show. It's the 5th of December 25.
Great to be here.
Today, we're really diving into this constant push and pull we're seeing.
You mean between growth and governance?
Exactly. That tension between ambitious market moves on one hand and, well, serious regulatory accountability on the other. It's everywhere.
It really is. And our sources today cover it all. We've got key corporate decisions, some big shifts in domestic policy, and of course, the international picture that affects it all.
Okay, so let's jump right in with the Malaysian company news. First up, Jentayu Sustainables. Their EGM was quite a story.
A very clear one. Shareholders rejected an acquisition.
And not just any acquisition. It was a related party deal, right?
Yeah.
Tied to the managing director.
That's the one. They said no to that. But, and this is the crucial part, they did approve a private placement.
To raise what, about 45 million?
RM 45.26 million, yes.
Yeah.
And it's for a very specific purpose.
Project Oriole, the hydropower project in Sabah.
Precisely. So the message from shareholders is loud and clear. We love the green energy growth, but we demand clean governance, no self-dealing.
Makes sense. Now, speaking of complex deals, let's talk about APB Resources. They're going into arbitration.
Yes, against BASF Petronas Chemicals. Their subsidiary is claiming about 1.85 million for a remaining contract sum.
And there was another amount for extra work.
Right, another 439,000 for additional works. But here's the interesting bit from an accounting perspective.
Okay.
That entire amount they're claiming, it was already fully impaired, written off as a loss in a previous year.
So if they win this, it's just pure upside.
It's essentially an unexpected gain. It will be a nice little bonus for their books.
Right. Shifting gears a bit to brands. Sumitomo Rubber Industries.
This is a big strategic move. They're buying the exclusive rights to the Dunlop brand for tires and accessories.
And this is for Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei.
Exactly. It kind of completes the puzzle for them.
Yeah.
They already had the rights in most other major markets.
So this is about creating a single global Dunlop brand presence.
A unified push, much more efficient for marketing and, global strategy.
Got it. What about new listings? We saw a bit of a mixed bag.
A very mixed bag. On one hand, you have Orkim, the oil and gas shipping operator.
The Kuwaiti Nationals Company.
That's it. They posted a solid profit of over RM 13 million just before their main market debut. Pretty strong signal.
But then you have PSP Energy.
A different story. Debuted on the ACE market. It opened flat at its IPO price of 16 cents and then
Closed lower.
closed down at 14.5 cents. So, not every debut is a success.
And what about the indices? Any big changes?
Well, the main one, the FBM KLCI, is unchanged. No new companies in or out.
Okay.
But the mid-70 index, that's where you see the story. Companies like EcoShop Marketing and Kellington Group are in.
And who's out?
Bumi Armada and Dayang Enterprise Holdings. It tells you the mid-cap focus is shifting more towards, say, retail and green tech.
That's a perfect lead-in to our next segment on the domestic economy and integrity. E-Invoicing. It seems to be hitting a snag.
A potential one, yes. The Ministry of Finance is now studying a deferral.
For whom?
For micro, small, and medium enterprises, specifically those with annual revenues up to 1 million ringgit.
That's a huge number of businesses.
It is, and it's a classic balancing act. The government knows the wholesale and retail sector has the highest risk for revenue leakage, so they need this. But
you can't crush the smallest players with compliance costs.
you can't. So they're trying to find that middle path.
And still on government integrity, let's talk procurement. A new system is being introduced.
Yes, a two-stage, pre-qualified open tender. It's meant to replace selective bids for critical projects.
Sounds good, right? More transparent.
It does. But there's a catch, isn't there?
There is. The Public Accounts Committee, the PADIC, immediately put out a warning.
About what specifically?
They're worried about something called the proof of concept approach. They think it's being used as a loophole. A loophole to do what?
To award massive contracts without a proper competitive tender, it's a backdoor.
So constant vigilance is needed. On a more positive note, the progressive wage policy seems to be working.
For some, yes. It's resulted in salary increases, some up to 16%. For about 32,000 workers, that's a definite win.
But the flip side is our digital workforce salaries.
Still lagging. We're 18th globally. Despite all the high-tech investment coming in, the salaries just aren't keeping pace with the region. That's a problem for retaining top talent.
And on the anti-graft front, we should report impartially that charges have been filed against the former senior political secretary to the Prime Minister.
Datuk Seri Shamsul Iskandar Mod Akin, yes. He's been charged with taking bribes of nearly RM 177,000. A businessman was also charged.
This all ties into another huge issue, illegal Bitcoin mining.
A staggering figure here. Tenaga National has lost US $1.1 billion over 5 years from power theft for these operations.
That's $0.1 billion.
It's not just theft. The government sees it as a threat to the national infrastructure. So a special committee has been formed. MOF, Bank Nawara, TNB, all hands on deck.
Let's wrap this into the bigger international picture, starting with our closest neighbor.
The Malaysia-Singapore leaders' retreat seems to have gone very well. PM Anwar and PM Wong.
They confirmed no hostility.
And they tackled the big complex issues head-on. Airspace, water, maritime boundaries, it was all about constructive engagement.
Meanwhile, a big potential shift in Japan.
A huge one. Top government officials are signaling they'd be okay with a Bank of Japan rate hike in December. This could be the end of their ultra-low interest rate era.
At the same time, China is doing the opposite.
Well, not quite the opposite, but they're managing their currency very carefully. State-owned banks are buying up US dollars.
To slow down the yuan's appreciation.
Exactly. They don't want it to strengthen too quickly.
And finally, big tech is under the microscope again.
In Europe, as usual, Meta is facing a full-scale EU antitrust probe.
Over what this time?
Integrating its new AI features into WhatsApp. The EU is worried about it killing competition.
So bringing it all together, what's the key theme you're seeing today?
It's all about accountability. Whether it's shareholders voting down a bad deal or the government fighting procurement loopholes and massive fraud, capital and systems are demanding integrity.
Which leaves a pretty big question for you, our listener.
Mm-hmm.
If a $1.1 billion loss from power theft is seen as a major threat to national integrity, how should the government balance that urgent need for transparency against the pressure for speed and efficiency in public spending?
Something to think about.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. Don't forget to subscribe to the Malaysia Money Matters podcast. Hey there, thanks for tuning in. If you would like a deeper dive into all the investment opportunities from today's news, subscribe to my newsletter at moneymatters.substack.com. I will be sharing a deeper analysis of the key investment opportunities from today's news, including what makes these opportunities stand out and how they fit into the broader market trends. By subscribing to the Malaysia Money Matters newsletter, you will also get exclusive insights on my watch list and portfolio and fundamental reports on Malaysian listed companies.